So they'll be calling you a radical. So let's talk about this on nuclear weapon testing. Trump on 60 Minutes tells them, well, everybody's doing it. Well, let's clarify. Number one, the United States never stopped testing nuclear weapons. When they're talking a 30-year ban, never signed into law, international law. But what does the U.S. give a fuck about international law? They don't. So the U.S. never stopped testing. Open air testing, they stopped. JFK blown away. What else? And I've always said that the cult killed JFK because of nuclearism. All roads lead to the nuclear energy cult. Ask Jeff Bezos, born at Los Alamos. So ask Epstein, Los Alamos, Epstein Ranch. So let's talk about this. So is Russia testing? Oh, fuck yeah, big time. Open air and underground, fucking everything. Remember their SMR, fucking small modular reactor, fucking remember that missile was a nuclear energy technology reactor. Remember, it blew up. Killed the top 8 or 6, whichever your TAS provide. State-run media. Well, you can't trust TAS provide. Wasn't the Mikkel Lessons unlearned? Remember the 5th of November. Oh, he was killed in DuPont Circle in D.C. Remember them? Who's he? Former head of TAS provide. RT, ask Jill Stein. So, Russia, Putin don't give a fuck about his own people, his own fucking Tsar Putin. Fuck, that fucker's ruthless. I mean, ruthless. So Tsar Putin, he's popping them off open air. We know this. Fucking they don't give a... Now, China? Fuck, the lies they tell about China are so over the top, it's unreal. China racing ahead with nuclear energy. No, they're not. China fucking pivoting off nuclear energy. Their SMR had a fucking meltdown just a couple years ago near Taiwan. They're not fucking... I mean, all the lies we hear, they're going crazy with solar, alternative energy. Fucking, and are they testing nuclear weapons? Not open air. There's probably got some underground, but let's be clear. The United States, this lie that's being spread, that the United States hasn't tested a nuclear weapon in 30 years is a total fucking lie. Obama, right after his second election in November, remember, in 2012, he popped an underground off. I'm the guy that reported it. People in the Nevada test site. Yes. So the United States, we're not. I talked to a guy about here in Utah where he's like, no, we're not developing first strike, only second strike. And I'm a nuclear weapon. No, you're not. It's been well documented that Trump wants a first strike nuclear weapon, which are against international law again. All nuclear weapons testing is against international law. The fucking UN. Now, how ICANN got a fucking Nobel Prize is beyond me. Well, fuck, a Barry Antoinette Obama got one. Fucking, I mean, Nobel Prize. I mean, come on, man. What's Nobel named after? Dynamite? Fuck, if they were real Nobel Prize meant something, Kevin Blanch had 4 or 5 of them. Dead type pulled at your feet. So let's get real. This is a lie. The United States never stopped testing. They test underground nuclear weapons. They test nuclear weapons without the active warhead. They're not open air tests. That was, who put the end to that? JFK, 1963, the summer, national television. It's almost like he was speaking to Kevin Blanch. You know, we're testing nuclear weapons on our soldiers. My dad was Air Blast 1, nuked to death in the Nevada test site. He came home, made kids. And even JFK says, well, they're kids. After they come home, make kids are getting leukemia. I was 3. Oh, my first PhD that I was working on, that my fellowship got pulled at the Nuclear U, Weber 8. They changed their name from Weber State to Weber 8. Fucking one-way motherfucker U, is the children of the atomic veterans. That's my work. I had proof, through government data, by the way, through government data that exists. It's out there. People are just too lazy to work it. Freedom of Information Act on Balco on chemo. That was before they were retracting everything. The children of the atomic veterans who all died of leukemia are getting leukemia at a 16 times faster than the mean. I proved that. Of course, right when I was doing that, I got it. Oh boy, did I get it. Are you getting it? Oh, am I getting it? 2011. Whoa, it piled on. Which came first, the nuclear chicken or the egg? Nuclear energy and nuclear bombs are one and the same. You have to have nuclear energy to have nuclear bombs. But we're all for. We're getting these SMRs, fairy tale, Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, the nuclear renaissance, uranium. Fuck. Consumption of uranium since 2011 is down 40% in the world. Everybody's shutting down. 20 in Germany off. They're not putting them back on. Trump says, oh, we're putting. No, they're not. Japan, they're putting them. No, they're not. Fucking everybody's shutting them down, including China. Remember, China's going to put a fast breeder. Westinghouse, who went bankrupt, Brookfield, the real estate company, bought him. He went to Jared. The only fucking renaissance we got is a nuclear pork. As a Stanford professor calls it, nuclear harvesting. I called it many years ago nuclear subsidy harvesting. It's nuclear subsidy growing. Bill Eugenic Gates belongs in a prison fucking cell. He's king. Here in Kemmer, Wyoming, they're gonna fucking put a jackalope factory. Walk this way. Walk. By the way, I see the new J-Pod baby everybody's all giddy about, as I predicted that. Of course he's dead. But the Pacific Ocean's fucking dying, almost dead. Fucking dead typos at your feet. Starving edition, well, nothing to see. Pacific Ocean dies. Stock market makes all-time highs. So, walk this way. Walk this way. Hey, diddy. So, Trump says, well, everybody's doing it. China, well, he's right about one thing. Russia sure the fuck is. I've reported that widely. He don't give a fuck. Tsar Putin, fuck. He'll nuke his own fucking, he don't give a fuck. So, walk this way. Talk. So, let's clarify this. The United States, being reported, hasn't tested a nuclear weapon in 30 years is total bullshit. That's bullshit. Open air tests, yeah. And by the way, when they signed that, 30 years ago to fucking block that, it was temporary. They tried to ratify the whole thing, and it never got through. So there's an open air nuclear test ban in the United. Oh fuck yeah, that was JFK did that, 63. Why do you think fucking the cult killed him? Which they killed him. Anybody? I've always said the nuclear energy cult, which is the same cult, the Epstein cult. They're one and the same. Fuck, I've always said that they killed him, just like they killed my dad. Just like they try to make a sequel out of me. Whoa, given 2 months to live in 2011. And by the way, my dad, my mom, my Semper Fi Marine father, never got a fucking check, never got 5 fucking cents. Neither have I. So this whole thing that, they're gonna give us fucking money, well, fuck, it's total horseshit. Fucking total. He never got a medal. He never got a nothing. And he got dead. Died in the prime of his life, healthy as fuck. This is important because none of his brothers and sisters ever had. And he had 7 brothers and sisters. They all lived to be very old. Not one bit of cancer in that family line. Not one bit. He was the most healthy of them. Never had a cavity, never had a cold in his life. Mowed him down, killed him. And then I get it? Fuck. You think it's a coincidence, bro? Fucking downwinders on Balco, on chemo. And it kills me here in Utah because Spencer Cox, governor, we all know it down there. And he grew up in southern Utah. And I don't do opinion. This is important. Just stay with me. This is real important. Walk this way. Talk this. Hey, did. I lived in the bone marrow transplant at LDSE State, the #1 leukemia unit, one of them in the fucking world, in the country. The incredible Fimbo Peterson who saved my life. I was given 2 months to live. AML de novo with a marker for it, unsurvivable. I wear a 1% survival bracelet. He says I'm the biggest miracle in his 40-year career. The incredible Martian Jensen, who was probably the most famous nuclear or leukemia case in American history, is in the room next to me. What a fucking story. Utah, southern Utah makes up about 5% of the Utah population, the population that they serve. Arco, Idaho, fucking, there's a big amount. 2 people from Arco, including Paul and Tommy, were in there with me. INL. INL had a nuclear accident. They've had multiple ones, just the ones we know about. So, I'm here mall walking, and the security guard's late this morning. That opens the door. So, anyway, I don't do opinion. I don't do opinion. When I was in there, and I was in there for 5 years, Mike Lee kicked me on Medicaid while I was in there. Remember, I forked over $1 million with a Tesla and Apple stock in 2011. Wasn't my place in time. You think how much, $1 million worth, how much money would that be worth today? Oh, fuck. Of course, it wasn't meant to be. On any given day, you can go in there, well over half the people in there are from southern Utah. It didn't go away, the red dust, the half-life on all this stuff. And by the way, the open air testing didn't stop at the Juab County line. I mean, remember the cow fucking milk study? Remember the tooth study? The data's all out there. It's there. People are just too lazy to, well, they retract it now, but Trump don't give a fuck. What is Trump? Donald John Trump. Now, who's John Trump? Oh, the nuclear MIT guy, the head of the snake, MIT. MIT, ask a bee. Why would he go to MIT Median fucking lab? First time he fucking Japanese PM came here. But Trump's got a new bestie in Japan. Remember what happened to his last fucking bestie? Pro-nuclear American puppet, Abe. They just used people up. Nato Khan was the PM of Japan. He was an anti-nuclear. The U.S. forced him out immediately after Fukushima. He actually bowed to me and told me thank you in Del Mar, California, for all my work. I wasn't sequestered in fucking Japan. So this narrative that somehow maybe we ain't gonna mall walk today. This narrative that somehow we haven't tested a nuclear fucking weapon in 30 years in the United States is a total fucking lie. We've been testing them the whole time. Open air fucking nuclear testing is against the law in the United States. Of course, like that stops fucking Trump. The law means shit. And any nuclear weapon testing is against the fucking international law, which was ratified by the UN. But what do they give a fuck? We know who runs the world, Middle East of Eden and their puppet class. When Marjorie Taylor Greene becomes the voice of reason, and she's the only one, here he is, he's showing up. So, don't believe the lie that the United States hasn't tested a nuclear weapon in 30 years. That's a total fucking lie. Open air test is against the law. Of course, like Trump gives a fuck. So Russia, China, the United States, and of course, the cult, Israel, they don't give a fuck about international law. What do they care? All nuclear weapons are, and Putin tests open air. He don't give a fuck, Tsar Poo-Poo. He's a sickie, and that's not a president. He's been in power for 30 years. Walk this, we got fucking September temperatures in November here. Fucking some walk this way. So don't buy their fucking bullshit. You'll get the truth from Kevin Blanch. What about Fukushima? The greatest fucking cover-up of the greatest event in human history. Walk this way. Stand tuned.